What is up, guys? Welcome to the ThinkComputers Weekly Tech Podcast. This is episode 354, and our podcast is brought to you by Amazon. If you go to thinkcomputers.org/Amazon and happen to purchase something that gives a little kickback and keeps the podcast on going, with me is under the weather Ryan. That's what we're going to call him.
I'm not all the way under the weather. I'm like maybe headed under the weather, but I'm trying to steer around it. So
You're feeling the sickness coming on.
Maybe,
Okay.
yeah. A little scratchy throat. Like I'm tired. But I was also up late last night. So
yeah, you got to hit the vitamin C.
I did. I took some what are those orange things? The whatever. Right before this. So yep.
Like the okay. So you're
Whatever
ready.
it's
So you're
called,
ready.
the orange stuff. You put it in a drink or you chew them up.
Airborne or
airborne. Yeah.
Yep. Those are always the cure. You know, when we're at CES, like I take one of those every morning.
Oh yeah. I load up ahead of CES and take them every day. So.
Anyhow, yeah, for sure. But hopefully he makes it through the podcast, and I think we're going to be gaming later. I assume, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
I wanna do some gaming. I did a little bit of gaming because I've been testing this headset here, which we'll talk about.
I haven't had any free time.
But yeah, so I definitely want to get some gaming in for sure. So one. It didn't snow here, but it snowed in like
I meant to ask you about this.
Close to here. So I'm in, for those of you who don't know, I'm in San Diego, Southern California.
Yeah.
And it snowed around LA, and then a bunch of like the northern, like up in elevation mountains. Like it actually like snowed this past week. And then today it snowed again. Like my friend's in Huntington Beach, and it was snowing in Huntington Beach, which is like an hour and a half north or an hour north of me. Okay. That's just crazy.
When's the last time San Diego's gotten snow?
I don't know.
Like who knows?
I have no clue. It was hailing the other day in the morning too. So we've had this crazy rain. We've had this crazy rain since like the beginning of the year. I know I was gone most of the beginning of January, but we had insane rain then. And we're getting even more rain now. It's like it's like the East Coast has come back to haunt me. It's like this is the normal East Coast weather.
Oh, we found him. Bring the weather.
Yeah, so it's been a little crazy. A lot of people who are like from California, like, yeah, this is nice. Like, I like this. I'm like, no. I moved here to get away from this.
You say that now. Just give it a little while. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a little crazy. It's actually pretty cold here today, and it's gonna be cold all week. So it's a little different. It's weird. But how's the weather where you're at?
Pretty nice. Like yesterday was almost 70, I think.
Wow.
And today I think it reached 60 something.
Nice. Yeah. So it's been a little crazy. I almost thought, like how because it's been like super, super windy. You know how like sometimes the power flickers a little bit.
Yeah.
It did that a little bit earlier today. So I was like, man, hopefully it doesn't happen during the podcast. You might have to take over and run the podcast yourself. You've had to do that a couple times in the past. So
a few.
Yeah. So, but this of course is not a weather in California podcast. This is tech podcast, and we do have our full show notes page if you guys want to check that out. It has everything that we're going to be talking about this week, and there's a lot of stuff. A lot of cool stuff we took a look at, and some interesting things going on in the news and some other funny stuff we want to talk about. So we'll definitely get right to that. But I took a look at a laptop this week, and I wish I would have reviewed this around CES time because it would have been the perfect like travel laptop. And I have it. I'm holding it. I mean, it's super, super small and light. So this is the Lenovo Slim 7i Carbon. So carbon, of course, the name carbon is because it's partly made of carbon fiber. And
Nice.
the carbon moniker in design was only up until last year, it was only reserved for ThinkPads, right? The ThinkPads would get the carbon, but now they're bringing it to the full line. So you're going to get, again, if you're not a business user, you don't need all of the ThinkPad centric things. You don't like the little red nub,
Yeah.
you just want a regular laptop that's thin and light. Of course, having a carbon lid, which this is, makes it super, super thin and light. So this is a 13-inch laptop, and it's only 2.19 pounds. So it's actually lighter than a MacBook Air. And it's kind of hard.
The Apple hates that.
Yeah, but like, I mean,
thin. Yeah,
it's super, super thin and tiny.
On the side there, right? And it's not much thicker than that.
Yeah, let me open it up just to show you as well. I'll turn it on, I guess, too. Once it boots up here, but it's like this. It's just a cool little laptop. Again, I love how thin and light it is, and I think 13 inches like the perfect size. I think. Do you remember the time when we had a lot of we had a couple 10-inch laptops, and you had like a couple 11 and 12-inch laptops, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago? Those were cool, but like the screen just wasn't big enough. I think a 13-inch laptop, which we have right here, this is a 2.5K screen, which is really nice there as well. And it's not a OLED, which if this was OLED, this would be really, really awesome. It's not an OLED, but it is 90 hertz. So it is going to be a little bit better, especially productivity stuff. Like, again, if you're 60 hertz, and we always say if you go from 60 to 75, you notice a difference. So going from 60 to 90, you will notice a difference on this. But just like all the new laptops you're going to see, you're not getting a 16:9, you're getting 16:10. So you're getting a little bit more screen real estate on this, which I really, really like as well. This is the gray version. I believe there's like a silver version. I'm not a fan of their silver, but this dark gray is really, really nice. Has the Lenovo keyboard, which if you've seen Lenovo laptops, you definitely know what that's about. Very, very comfortable. But because this is so thin and light, it's kind of hard to like really demonstrate, but there is some flex in this keyboard. So definitely keep that in mind. It doesn't feel cheap, but there is some flex. It's not super, super crazy solid, I would say that. But beyond that, you don't get a whole lot in terms of connectivity. So on one side here, really hard to see. I don't even know if the camera, I guess it does get in there. Yeah, so a single Type-C on this side, it is Thunderbolt. So it's Thunderbolt 4 on this side. And then on this side, another Type-C, which again, we'll get it in there. Yeah, another Type-C right there. And that is USB 3.2 Gen 2. Yeah, 3.2 Gen 2. So only 2 USB-C ports, which is extremely limiting, especially if you're somebody who uses multiple devices. Now, they do give you this little guy right here, which is a little dongle, comes with the laptop, and that will give you like the ports that you would be missing, right? Because only 2 Type-C ports, that's it. So you get on one side is HDMI and DVI. Then you get VGA, sorry. Yeah, then you get a USB Type A ports, and then a little combo audio jack on this side, which is kind of hard to see. So you get all the other ports, but I feel like this is really clunky, right? This is big, kind of clunky. I would you ever see those the dongles that kind of just like attach to the side of the laptop and sit real flush? It would have been nice to have one of those.
Yeah, just a little like longer but skinnier as opposed to just the square. Yeah.
And the one thing I also do like about this laptop is that I'll get it since I have it here.
It would be cool if that thing had a SD card reader as well.
Yeah, yes. I think there's not many laptops you'll find these days with an SD
well,
card
even
reader.
the dongle box.
Yeah, the dongle. Yeah, it would have been nice to see that as well. So also you get a very look how small this is. This is the power adapter. Yeah, very, very small.
Is that one of the GAN chargers?
I don't believe so.
It was really small, so I thought it might.
Yeah, no, but it's their 65. It's their newer 65-watt charger. So I mean, look how small this is. Super.
Yeah.
So like just carrying this thing with you is super simple. I mean, you could theoretically put this in your pocket. It would be slightly bulky, but I mean, you could do it if you needed to, right? But the cool thing about the power is that you can plug power in from either side, right? Which is like, you don't think it's a super big convenience, but like there's been times where you just don't have enough length to go around to where the actual power adapter goes. So you can put that on either side. But beyond that, that's kind of like the looks. And that's why I kind of want to show you guys. Under the hood, this is the Slim 7i. So it has a Intel Core i7 1260p, 16 gigabytes of DDR5. We talked about the 2.5K 90 hertz display, and then it does have a very fast PCI Express solid state drive. So you get all that in there, and it's going to handle pretty much anything that you would throw at it as far as like daily tasks, whether it's just doing simple emails, word processing, video editing. I ran Photoshop on it. I ran Lightroom on it. No problem. Now, when you get into editing video, obviously that's going to depend on kind of what type of video you're editing and things like that, but it's still going to handle daily tasks very well. I think 12th gen mobile CPUs are quite good. And I really didn't have an issue with it. I think the best thing about this laptop is just the size and how light it is. It's just super tiny. I didn't really find, I would say, that many issues with it. You know what I mean? It just, yeah.
Does it have upgradable like memory? Yeah, because some of these real thin and lights are okay. So they're soldered onto the board.
Yeah. So I also
didn't like my only complaint about them, but it makes sense because they've got to save space, right? That
and yeah. Well, the thing that's nice about that is that you are getting 16 gigs, which I think it should be the standard these days. Yeah. But you do see some SKUs that are like 8 gigs, and you're like, yeah. And the only other thing I didn't like was the webcam. You know, it's 720p, which is very limiting, I would say, just for the fact that it's like it's not the best webcam. In the review, we have some pictures. I can bring up some of like a picture that I took of myself. I mean, it's you can already tell it's like kind of grainy, and
it's not terrible though. It's not amazing.
Yeah, it's not great. I would say. I would say if you're doing if your main business revolves around video calls, I would definitely get another webcam. But it's just it was just nice to have a 1080p webcam on there. Would just be a lot better. Of course, the keyboard lights up, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I really like this laptop just for the fact that it's thin and light. It's everything. It looks great. The screen's great. The screen's bright enough. It does have Wi-Fi 6E as well, so you can definitely take advantage of super fast internet speeds if you have it. And the Thunderbolt 4 does give you a ton of connectivity options, but beyond the dongle that they give you, if you want more connectivity, you of course have to invest in another dongle that's going to give you more ports if you need it. But I think for like a travel laptop, this is going to be one of the better ones in like that thin and light category, that 13-inch thin and light category. It just, like I said, it definitely checks all the boxes. For those wondering about like privacy, the webcam does have the privacy shutter on it, so you can close that up. You don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I really like it. And the best thing about this is that we have 2, and we're giving one away.
Whoa, yeah. Hey.
Yeah, but we're not going to announce it yet, but I'm letting everybody.
Here's my winning ticket. I got it.
Everybody who listens to the podcast, we have an identical one that I haven't opened yet. That's going to be given away, and we're going to be announcing that very soon. So everybody in the podcast, like you said, you guys have the heads up. And I'll be making a video on this, and in the video, I'm going to give you guys like a secret phrase or code, and that's going to give you more entries into the contest. So stay tuned for that. So like we're making you watch the video to find it, but it will give you more entries.
Hey, you know what?
It's going to be
Yeah.
just like our other contests where, you know, it's very easy to enter. You don't have to do anything crazy to enter. You just, you know, follow us on social media, all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned for that. I've had this for a little while, so I've been really excited to tell you guys about that. So we'll have that there as well. But check out the review. Like I said, it's a really great thin and light. It's not an insane powerhouse. It's made to be portable, but a lot of times when it comes to these portable ones, and I'm sure Ryan, you know too, is like some that are like super portable just don't have enough power, don't have enough juice to get certain things done. This definitely does, and I really, like I said, the 16 gigs of DDR5. The SSD is like really fast. We clocked the SSD at bring up the screen here. So here's the SSD.
Oh wow, yeah,
6,700 megabytes a second to read, almost 5,000 write. You know, so yeah, so it's like I said, it's pretty awesome. So yeah, definitely check that review out. And like I said, stay tuned for the giveaway. Which
what was the price on that one?
This one, so the model that we got sent only has a 512 gig SSD. For some reason, they're not selling that SKU currently. So they have the exact same setup, but you get a 1 terabyte instead of the 512, and that is $1149 directly from Lenovo. I did not find it
close to like 1,000, maybe.
Yeah, I did not find any of these on Amazon for some reason. You could probably find them like at your Best Buy though, probably at Micro Center as well. But yeah, like I said, really cool thin and light. Yeah, if I was able to keep this would be my go-to, like go to the coffee shop type thing, and use it a lot. So in the live chat, we have Nelson in the house. Good to see you here. And he said he wants the secret code for an AMD Ryzen 9 7950 X3D. Yeah. I would like one too, because I don't have one of those. So, and I think Ryan would, because Ryan was eyeing that before he bought his 5800 X3D, right?
Yep, a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, like I said, check out that review. And then the other thing I took a look at, which I also have here so I can show you guys, is a flash drive. So we visited with Lexar at CES, and they're like, hey, here's a flash drive with all of our stuff on it. You know, like all the press kit and everything.
Sure. Yeah, it's pretty standard.
I was like, this is like a brand new flash drive. And then I was like doing some research, and I was like, wait, this thing's like really fast, because I haven't, you know, most of those flash drives you get at CS are like pretty crappy.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap usually.
Like sometimes even like USB 2.0, like they're real crappy. But this is like an actual drive that they sell that's like really fast. So this is the Lexar P30. You guys can see that. And like this outer shell, like the gunmetal color, is actually metal, which is nice.
Nice.
It's a little bit heavier than your normal flash drive, and I don't have the other piece, but it comes with this like leather little holder that allows you to put it onto a keychain and things like that. And the other cool thing about this is that it's available so this is 128 gig, that's the one they gave us, but there's 256, 512, and 1 terabyte, which is a lot of storage for I mean, this is something that gets thrown in your pocket, which is really nice. Pop out connector, you guys can see, as it just pops out. You just press on this little silver piece right here. You just press on that, boom, pops out just like that. But I know you guys just want to know about speeds. In general, we saw speeds of 450 megabytes a second read, 350 megabytes a second write, which is really fast in my opinion for a flash drive. So wait, where are my speeds at? Oh, next page. But yeah, so you know,
yeah,
very fast speeds here.
Does it get warm at all?
No.
Okay. I've had some USB drives that get real hot, you know, like before we even got to these types of speeds a few years back, they would get warm. And I was just curious if that metal body, like if it did get warm, could help dissipate heat or anything. But
yeah, cool. No, this doesn't get really all that warm at all. And it's nice because, you know, we have portable SSDs, which are obviously far faster, but you have to remember to bring the the cable, and they are a little bit bigger. This just gets thrown in your pocket. Again, they have the little sleeve that allows you to put it in a keychain as well. So it's like it's on your keys. It's always with you. I just like it. The 128 gigabyte version is $40. The 1 terabyte version is $119. But just super nice. It also has, through their software, it does give you 256-bit AES encryption. So
Nice.
you can protect data on here as well. Obviously not like Ryan, a couple of the flash drives that Ryan reviewed, that have like crazy encryption and things like that, but just pretty simple encryption if you have some stuff you don't want other people seeing. But yeah, check out the review. Like I said, just pretty simple. Like I said, I haven't reviewed a flash drive in what seems like forever, and I just remember the 30 megabytes a second. You know, maybe sometimes you see a couple that were like 100, and you're like, wow, that's fast.
I was so excited to get this OCZ drive one time that
I remember that one.
was USB 2.0 and like had this orange drive on. I was like, man, this thing is so fast. We've come a ways since.
Yeah, we've definitely come a long way. So check it out. Like I said, I really liked it. And like I said, available up to 1 terabyte. That's a lot of space on like a little thumb drive.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So definitely check that out. We'll move on to Case Mod Friday, and we have another build inside of an Antec case.
I've been seeing a lot of these lately.
But again, people talk about the Antec case. It's so weird. So this one is from AK Mod. We featured a ton of his builds before. We featured GGF had the exact same case. This one's just a little bit different, kind of more subdued, I would say, and a little bit less flashy, but definitely an awesome build in here as well. You have the ROG Strix board with the Antec RGB memory in there.
I was about to ask what that was. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, and you have all the fans on the back here, which look awesome. I believe those are Antec fans as well. And graphics card in the front, obviously, looks like we have bits power cooling stuff. Looks like on the block and on the fittings. Chrome water cooling. Now, if you're doing a build, Ryan, would you do the chrome or would you do like clear tubing?
I think I'm still a clear tubing guy, but I also like the black matte finish.
I do like
tubing
those,
as well.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the chrome. I mean, I think it looks good. I wouldn't do one for myself. I do like that memory though. I think that looks really good. That glossy look to it looks really nice.
Yeah, and I like how it's like the heat spreader is like thinner and then it gets thicker towards the end, like where their logo is. Do you kind of see that?
Yeah.
Kind of hard to see, but yeah, that is pretty nice. You can see, this is technically the back with the more. This is kind of like your case with the fans on the on the back as well. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's just a pretty simple build, but another one done again inside this Antec. I think this is called the Canon case.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. I really like this front graphics card mount idea. It's just a little different, yeah. And again, if you have either a cool looking graphics card stock, or if you're going to water cool the card, it's just a great way to show it off. I think
I like the reservoir lighting as well. I think that looks good. How it's just glowing at the bottom and just kind of filters up through there. I think it looks.
Yeah, nice. I think like this build's a little bit more subdued as far as like the RGB and the lighting, but it's still sleek and kind of sophisticated, which I really I definitely appreciate and really like. So yeah, go ahead and check this one out. Again, shout out to AK Mod. You can see the what's it called here?
Water block.
Yeah, the water block there. Yeah, very, very cool there as well. So definitely go ahead and check that out. And we'll move on to news. And there's not a ton of stuff going on, but there are some pretty interesting things, which if you have the products that these support, definitely, worth checking out. We'll start off with graphics cards. So we talked about it for like a while, was like the top dog RTX 4090 was the GALAX Hall of Fame card. We talked about it. Dual 16 pin connections. Like this is like the beast. And that came out, but there was no 480. And then the 4070 Ti had a Hall of Fame card too. We're like, where's the 480? Where's the 480? Well, it's finally come out. So They have their RTX 4080 up to 470 watts TDP on that. Looks much like the other ones. No big surprise here with the way the card looks. Has the OC button on the back. Not as thick as the 4090.
I was about to say, I'm always surprised at how thin this one is. Every time I've seen it lately,
and it doesn't have the dual 12-pin, just the single.
Right.
But yeah, there's 3 different versions. So there's an RTX 4080 Hall of Fame OC Lab Plus X, 4080 Hall of Fame OC Lab Plus, and the Hall of Fame OC Lab. And you can see what the back of the card will look like right here as well. But yeah, it's good to see that you finally have the full lineup. I think there was some people who might have been a little bit disappointed. Maybe they were waiting for that 4080. But yeah, it's here. It's available.
Those proportions are just so odd. You're so used to seeing like the card staying within. You know how it just like sticks out more.
Yeah.
We used to just get these rectangular cards, and now they're growing.
Yeah, it's up there now. So yeah, so definitely, like I said, if you've been waiting for a Hall of Fame RTX 4080, it is now here. So you can check that out there for sure. And then looking at this, I could just hear it. It just sounds loud. So apparently there's another RTX 4090.
Oh my gosh.
That is a blower type card. It just, again, I can hear it's like this thing has to just sound so loud, especially for 4090. Apparently this is from Gigabyte. And there's even like a spec sheet that came out, and it's only a 2-slot card, which is wild. Which makes me think it's incredibly loud.
This thing's a blow dryer.
Yeah, it has to be super, super loud. But I mean, this is the card. Yeah, I think this is just funny. I think this is just. I
mean, we've obviously seen blower style cards in the past, and they make sense in some applications, right? It's just not usually what we like to see in a build.
Yeah, and it's, again, this was like the design of like a lot of cards, and those cards, when you started gaming, doing something else that was GPU intensive, that fan would just spin like crazy, and it would just be so loud. And maybe in like a server environment and things like that, that's
right. It'll blend in.
Like, yeah, but like at your house, like it's gonna.
I just see this going in a workstation, right?
Yeah, I think this has to be this type of application, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we have the pictures if you guys want to check that out. Another cool thing that was recently announced in the latest NVIDIA driver. So if you have RTX 30 or RTX 40 series graphics cards, this will definitely apply to you. RTX super resolution or video super resolution technology. Basically what this does is this uses AI to upsample content automatically. So basically, if you ever watch a YouTube video and you have a big display, like 4K display, you hit full screen, and then that older YouTube video from like 2010, it looks really, really pixelated. Basically what this does is it's going to smooth that out for you automatically. It uses AI to do this and everything like that. And I actually tested it earlier today to see if it was actually working, and it does work. And it's not something that's going to, like, if you have a really crappy 360p YouTube video from 10 years ago, it's not going to make it look 4K, but it's going to smooth it out a little bit. And they have a whole video.
So this is just for videos, right?
Yes, but this also does work in games already.
Okay.
But now it's going to work automatically in Chrome and what's the Microsoft
Edge?
Yeah, Chrome and Edge automatically. Well, you have to turn it on, but it will work automatically, and you can kind of see, like, so here is like the edge of this, right? And now is
that a grow tower?
Yeah, that's an Apex. Yeah, but like this is a gaming, but it's the same thing. It's going to do it. And so all you have to do is, like, you go into your NVIDIA settings, NVIDIA control panel on your computer, go down to adjust video image settings, and then you'll see this RTX video enhancement. You turn on super resolution, and then there's quality levels 1 through 4, 1 being the least intensive, 4 being the most intensive. So if you have like 80 or 90 class cards, you can bump it up to 4. Like when I turned it on, it automatically put it at 4 because I have a 3090. And then you just turn it on, and then it just automatically does it. And the way that you'll see it working is, if at least in Windows 11, if you go to your performance tab in Windows, you go under GPU, you'll see your GPU performance, but then you'll see in Windows 11 it gives you the GPU decode performance. In there, if you don't have it turned on, the decode is just flat. But when you do have it turned on, the decode, you can see Is it
on the decode or the encode?
It's the decode. I'm almost positive it's the decode. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let me open my performance tab.
Because I keep an eye on that when I'm streaming. Watch my encodes.
All right, where's my performance tab? Okay, here we go. Wait, huh? Okay, here we go. I got lost there. I don't go into this like at all. Yeah, it's the video decode.
Okay.
That's what will change. But I tested it. You can kind of tell it. I think it all depends on the video too. Like, I was watching like really old YouTube videos to kind of see if it made a difference, and you can kind of tell. But I think it's really cool for people who like, how like Netflix charges you for 4K.
No, I don't, but I believe you.
Okay, so like a lot of streaming services will charge you
for a higher resolution.
For a higher resolution, right?
Yeah.
So if you were using Netflix, not the app, but if you were using it in the browser, and I guess you would full screen, I guess you could upsample. It would upsample it. You know what I mean? I guess.
Yeah, for free.
That's what a lot of people are saying. I haven't really been able to test it like that, but it's definitely something. If you have a 30 series or a 40 series card, just turn this on and get a little bit better quality and videos and things like that. They said it might come to 20 series as well, but there's a lot of things that they need to do to make it work in there. But yeah, pretty cool. Something a little, another value add-on from NVIDIA, I guess,
which is a nice advantage that they have, like we get all these things that their cards add to, NVIDIA broadcast and everything that comes along with it. And yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So definitely check it out if you have one of those cards. And like I said, it's super easy to turn on there as well. Now, when we talked about when the Radeon RX 7900 XT and the XTX came out, there was $100 difference in the prices, and we said just get the higher one, get the XTX, because the $100 difference, you want the better one for $100. It wasn't really worth picking up the XT, and it seems like the XT is not selling all that much. It's now selling for below MSRP, so you can pick up the ASRock Phantom Gaming RX 7900 XT for $830, which puts it 8% below the MSRP. That is on Newegg currently. Cool. You're seeing a lot of these being discounted right now. They're probably just not selling enough, I would say. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to, and we talked about this again when the cards came out, to really pick this card over the XTX. Like $100, you can save an extra $100 if you're really on a budget, right? Like you can, instead of buying 2 SSDs, you get one and you get the higher card. It's just.
But here, you're saving almost $200. It might make it worth it at this point.
Yeah, this makes it almost. It could make it worth it. And I think that's obviously what AMD's thinking, discounting a lot of these cards. And there's a lot of them that are below their MSRPs. You can see some of these other ones that are getting cheaper there as well. So yeah, it might be like a fire sale on these coming up. So yeah, we always say good. If graphics cards keep on getting lower, we are.
Yeah, that's great.
We're definitely down for that. For sure. So So yeah, we didn't obviously do a review of the Ryzen 9 7950 X3D. We've been talking about it for a while. It seems like forever.
Quite a while, yeah.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of reviews out there. I would suggest you go take a look at those if you're really, really interested. I read about 5 or 6 different reviews. Obviously, the guys over at Tech Power Up do a really good job.
That's one I read.
Hot Hardware do a really good job. And Antec, really in-depth stuff if you want to, do a deep dive. They're those sites that do a really deep dive and test a ton of different titles. And of course, the big thing that we really wanted to talk about with this is performance, and specifically gaming performance, right? That's what these X3D parts are for. That's why Ryan bought his X3D part, was because he wanted better performance in games. So if you've been kind of holding out on, you've been holding out, you didn't want to get the 79 or the 7000 series yet. You want the X3D parts. How much better are they at gaming than the non X3D parts? And all the reviews that I read, it's kind of scattered all over the place depending on the title. Some games it can be up to 30% better. Some games 2 to 3 to 5%. It kind of all depends. I think on average across 1080p, 1440p, and 4K, less at 4K, but those, the lower resolutions, you're going to see right around 14 to 15% better gaming performance across 20 to 30 different titles, right?
And I think last week we talked, if this card came in at what were we saying, like 12 to 15, we'd be happy, I think. Or did we go up to 20%? I don't remember. I feel like we talked about that last week.
I think I said 20%.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, either way, we weren't too far off.
Yeah. So I think that's good, right? That's what they obviously wanted to accomplish with this. Now, I think a lot of people want to know too, how does it compare against the Intel's i9 13900K? Kind of on par from all the reviews that I read. Some people said it beat it. Some people said it didn't. Some people said it was on par. I would say it's very much on par.
I think there's a couple factors that'll play into it, just like...
And it depends on the title too, because some games will perform better with Intel parts, and some games will perform better on AMD parts. And I think the biggest thing is, if you're a gamer and you're playing a specific, like Ryan and I play Apex Legends, so we're going to go into all those reviews, and if they have it, where's the Apex Legends? How does it stack up? Okay, this is what I'm going to buy. And I think a lot of people should do that, because that's the game you're going to be playing, right? Even if, and again, you see some games are like really, really heavily on Intel, and some games are really, really heavily on AMD. So I would definitely keep that into account. Now, the one thing I did want to point out with the 7950 X3D is efficiency. So while it's pretty much on par with the Core i9 13900K, it uses half the power.
Wow.
So
not bad.
Yeah, so that is definitely something to keep in mind. I know a lot of people really don't care, but if you're somebody who's trying to lower your carbon footprint, or obviously you just want, I don't know how much of a considerable difference it will make as far as your bill, for your electricity bill. I don't think that's...
I guess it depends how much you're running it, full time, right?
Yeah, but that's definitely something to keep in mind. But yeah, it's good to see it come out. I think now that people who may have waited can make the decision. The thing that you also want to keep in mind with this is that at normal compute things, encoding video, things that don't make use of the 3D V-cache, the 7900X or 7950X is better because it's clocked higher. The Core i9 13900K is also better because it's clocked higher. So those are things to, again, keep in mind when it comes to this part. But I think that if you you know, you do 80% gaming, 20% editing video. You know, I think whatever, if you're doing a lot of gaming, that's mostly what you're doing. I think this part makes complete sense. I think now the platform is great as well. So you're getting PCI Express 5 across everything. If you go to the high end chipsets, you're also, you know, I like the LGA instead of the PGA on installing the chip as well.
Sure.
And all the motherboards are great. We reviewed a handful of X670E boards. We have a B650 coming up as well. So yeah, I mean, are you at any point disappointed with getting the 5800 X3D? What was that, right around Christmas, or was that in January?
I think I got it right before Christmas time.
Yeah, I think you got it like Black Friday, right before Black Friday.
Yep, that's what it was.
Yeah.
No, I'm not disappointed. I'm disappointed I haven't like made an adjustment with my GPU yet, right? Because I didn't see much improvement with my 2070 Super, right? It's like
Gotcha.
It's maxed out. It's not gonna see any improvement. So that's my next piece is like, okay, you went to the 5800 X3D, move to, you know, update that GPU now. So
yeah,
we'll get there.
Yeah. So yeah, I think, yeah, I would. I mean, if you were building a new system now, doesn't matter cost wise,
I'd be on this platform.
You would be on this platform over Intel.
Yeah.
Why?
I think so. I don't know. I've just always been that AMD fan. Honestly, okay. Like that's. I think they're both great. I think you're gonna get good performance out of either one. So like, I don't know that you can really go wrong with one or the other, right? It's Ford, Chevy.
Yeah, that's what I kind of like is that we're very much on
parity. At one point, there was a reason to go one or the other, right? Because you either were is that lagging behind with your PCI Express version, right? Yeah. Things like that. If we weren't at parity there, then it sways that a lot more. One way or the other. So, but right now,
yeah, I think I might go AMD too. Yeah, I have been really enjoying my AMD build currently that I use, and then I don't know, I just think they're doing a lot of right stuff, and I do have to say that the Intel chips do get hotter.
Yeah.
So yeah. But in any case, check out all the reviews. Like I said, we mentioned some good sites, Tech Power, Hot Hardware, and Antec. They have really good reviews of the chip if you want to, want to do a deep dive and kind of see for yourself. But that's kind of my consensus on it. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to add to that, Ryan.
No, I only got to look at one review, and it was the Tech Power Up. And I just read it one time, just real quick. But I need to spend some more time reading about it.
With that, all the motherboard manufacturers, they put out BIOS updates to support the new processor. But one company announced a new motherboard, and it's one motherboard that we didn't see at the initial launch of X670E. That was MSI. They put out their X670E Tomahawk Wi-Fi. Of course, that is the affordable X670E board. Any thoughts on the looks of this board? I've always liked their Tomahawk design.
Yeah, Tomahawk's not bad. No, it's just that, subdued look, right? If you don't want a flashy board, I think this one makes sense. I like and
it is more affordable than their other boards as well, which I definitely like. For people who may be, okay, now I want to get the X3D, I need to get an X670E board, but I don't need all the junk that's on not junk, but all the features that are on because it's not junk. There's a lot of the features are really great, but you don't need all of that stuff, right? I'm only running one M.
The flashiness and
and all that. I don't need crazy.
Or maybe you're running a faster M.2 that might require that heatsink, but then you throw another one in that lower section that doesn't necessarily need one, right? So you can save some money there.
Yeah, and there's only 4 SATA ports here, so again, it's nice to see a higher end board without all of those features, which I think is a good thing here. So so that is now available there as well, which is pretty cool to see. What else
So
do
hang
we
on.
have?
We got Gaming Tech saying hello and that they're new here. So
Oh,
welcome
good.
to the
Wait,
show.
it hasn't popped up for me yet. Wait,
Oh, that's all right. I showed it and hit it.
did it pop up on your side? Like
Yeah, I have
in
it
the
in.
comments?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm lagging. Has there
Uh-oh.
been any chat besides that? Because the
Nelson.
live.
Yeah.
So the
Nelson's
last
been in here
chat
from
I
Nelson.
have in the comment section is from you that says yes, this code.
Oh yeah.
At 547.
Yeah. No, there's been 4 things since then. Uh-oh. This guy.
Oh wait, so now I just like tab to the banners and back to the comments, and now I see them.
It all popped in.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, hopefully that's not a
recurring.
And I think that'll be like an HTML5 issue. I think because that's how that refresh. I don't know. Anyways, well, thanks for pulling up. Good Gaming Tech. Good to see you here. It seems like every week we have some type of technical difficulty on this podcast, which is kind of funny. We had a good run, and now it's just all downhill. I feel.
Yeah.
But moving on to laptop stuff, and I think I wouldn't say that laptops. This has been like the best year. Like the 2023 will be like the best year for high performance laptops, but it just might.
Okay.
We have the 40
some nice
series on laptops now. You have 13th gen now on laptops, and now on the AMD side, you're going to get some really nice hardware as well. So the flagship Ryzen mobile part is their 7945HX. And this was tested in Geekbench. The actual laptop was, I saw it here when I read this initially. It doesn't.
What are you looking for?
The actual laptop.
Oh, that it was in.
It was here because I read this. But anyways, yeah.
Is it that ROG Zephyrus?
Yeah.
It's the big text right down below you.
Yeah. So the ROG Zephyrus Duo 16, which will be coming out shortly. The cool thing about this is that in the multi-core, it's actually better performing than a desktop 7900X, which is very, very, that's pretty awesome for a mobile parts, right? For mobile parts. And it does it far less power as well. So I think that whichever side you go on as far as your CPU, you're going to get a lot of performance out of these new laptops, right? Yeah. You're going to just have, and then
a lot of cores.
On the GPU side, especially on the NVIDIA side, you're going to get a lot of performance if you get that high-end SKU with the 4090. And again, we know it's not comparable to a desktop 4090, but it's still like basically like a desktop 3090 Ti. And I think that amount of performance in a laptop is just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, multi-displays at high, resolutions and refresh rates. It's like heavy-duty, graphic design work you can do on them.
A lot of like encoding, rendering, even CPU, a lot of CPU intensive stuff with this processor, and well, like I said, the 13th gen stuff. And again, they're like they're not like these big. I mean, the Razer Blade 18 is big because it's like 18 inches, right? But as far as like thickness, like they're not like. I mean, your one Dell laptop that you had is like that's things thick.
It's not. Don't listen to him. It's fine.
It's thick laptop. So yeah, I think 2023 is going to be the year of like a lot of like really, really good laptops with both on the CPU side, Intel and AMD. So I'm definitely excited for that. PCI Express 5.0 SSDs. You can now pre-order these on Newegg. So the one that we talked about a lot was the Aorus Gen 5 10,000. The 2 terabyte is $339. I think that's almost what's not 3 times, like 2 point something times more expensive than a Gen 4 drive. But yeah, these are slowly becoming coming. Would you pay that $339 for 2 terabyte of Gen 5? So it's 10,000 megabytes a second read and write.
If I was on that platform, I don't know. Probably not. I don't outside of like, oh, I ran this benchmark and here's those performance numbers, my workload doesn't really necessitate that type of performance. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. In the
I know you would. You're like, I want the fastest storage possible. So
yeah, I definitely do. I think the thing you have to worry about with these SSDs is heat.
yes.
If you saw, this one comes with this massive heat sink, and we saw this heat sink in person, like it's big. This thing is a massive heat sink, and all the ones that we've seen so far have heat sinks. Some have the tiny little small little active cooling fans, which are probably going to be loud. We already saw the one that was on that CFG gaming one was really loud. So that's definitely something to keep in mind there. In the chat, Gaming Tech says, what do you guys think? What 4090 is the best price to performance coming from a 3070? I think the big question is, why are you necessarily upgrading?
Yeah. If you've gone to like maybe a higher refresh rate or resolution, and that's why you're doing it.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, because I think a 3070 can handle a lot of things. It kind of depends on what resolution if you're gaming, what resolution you're gaming on, or what else you're trying to do with that 4090. We always say go ahead.
4090 price performance is like, you can spend $2,000 on an Asus card, right? Or 1,600 on a whatever card. So like if you're planning to overclock yours already, you can get away with a lower end card, bump it up yourself, and get close to performance of some of those higher end cards. So that's typically my recommendation, is go for the lower one and overclock it yourself if you're comfortable with it. If you're not comfortable with that, spend more money to get the factory overclock. And
now I do have to say that all is that all makes sense, and that's what I would say most of the time. But some of those high end SKUs, the Hall of Fame card, they have all factory binned GPU.
That's true.
They have higher bin GPUs, and they have better power delivery components, which you need to achieve the higher.
If you're concerned about the price to performance ratio, you're not even considering a HOF card.
Yeah. So he says he has OLED LG G2. I like to do more RTX gaming. Also, 120 hertz on an OLED is just a dream. Ryan, you can speak to the 120 hertz on the OLED, which you were got to test out at CES. Yeah. Nice. I mean, yeah, you're definitely, if you're going to be doing RTX, if you want to make the best out of RTX gaming, at 120 hertz as well. The 4090 would be something that could handle that, I would say. But like Ryan said, I mean, look at the cards that you're kind of interested in. Do you need the flashy lights? Do you need that crazy cooling system? Kind of see what's available.
Yeah, really look at those clock speeds, right? Because sometimes they're like 15 megahertz more than the other, and you're between brands and levels and prices.
And you have to realize you have to realize too is that 15-20 megahertz difference is 1 to 2 FPS in a lot of titles.
Right.
And is that worth an extra $400? I mean, you're getting better cooling system, probably some RGB lighting, some other things that make the card look great. But I think that's, like Ryan said, I mean, you can get a reference card from even the Asus. Asus has a reference.
So Tough Gaming is pretty.
Yeah, they're Tough Gaming, and they have another one. I forget what it's called. That's pretty close, if not at MSRP. So I would look at those. You know what I mean? And I would, even a reference card isn't a bad card either if you're just looking, to do that. But yeah, it's to 120 hertz with RTX on at. What's the resolution of that OLED LG G2?
I don't know.
Let's look that up while we're here.
4K?
Is it?
Oh, that's a TV.
Yeah, it's a 4K. Oh, wait.
Yeah, he said 4K.
Yeah, 4K. So, Yeah. So he says he has a 37 MS of gaming and a 3060 Ti Tough. Yeah, the Toughs are like Asus has really done a good job on their Tough series, on the whole product line, making things that are attractive, affordable, and obviously they're called tough because they're made to last a long time. And I think a graphics card for most people is something that lasts. They want to last a long time, so I think you might want to keep that in mind as well. So I think our consensus is the Asus Tough card, you know. But
Yep.
but yeah, just look at the cards, like Ryan said, look at the clock speeds, and kind of see what you want to do from there. I think that's the best thing when it comes to buying a graphics card if you're set on a 4090. But as we're talking about gaming and things like that, for people who don't have a PC and don't have a high performance PC but want to play some of the latest PC games, of course, there's GeForce Now. And what GeForce Now allows you to do is your game is computed, all the graphics and everything is done in the cloud, and then the game streams to you. This has been out for a while now. Well, Microsoft and NVIDIA signed a new 10-year deal to bring Xbox PC games to GeForce Now cloud gaming. So all of those games like Destiny 2, Dauntless, Wolfenstein, they'll all go into GeForce Now. That's probably what's the other big Xbox PC game? Gears.
Yeah,
Gears. Gaming Tech gave us a super sticker. Why can't I? Oh, you
did. I hit it at the same time.
Well, thanks for that. We definitely appreciate it. I kind of split that with Ryan. $1.50 each. But no, we definitely appreciate it. And like I said, anybody who's watching, who's in the live chat, if you have questions, we're always open to questions. We would say we semi know what we're talking about most of the time. So we're definitely there to help out and try to give you guys suggestions on it. If you're looking to buy something, hey, you just want to know about something, we'll definitely try to help you guys out. That's what we're here for. But yeah, so Gears of War, all those games, you'll now be able to play on GeForce Now. And I think the big thing about this is that Xbox bought Modern Warfare. It hasn't gone through yet. That deal hasn't gone through yet. But when that deal goes through, that would include Modern Warfare, which, for people
who title,
who don't have powerful machines, who are gonna make use of GeForce Now, I think that's really cool. That will be on there as well. And again, 10-year deal, so that's pretty impressive there as well. So yeah, that is basically it. Anything else going on in the news? Seems like we don't have a ton of news this week, but
yeah, it was a little shorter list. No,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw anything else going on this week, but we'll talk about.
I've been too busy to do much.
Ryan's a social media
busy guy.
Expert.
Oh, you know what?
Ryan is the social media expert. So we were just joking before, but on our Instagram, every time we review a product, we put out a little video and put it on social media. Well, Ryan's video for do you have it? It's the
yeah. Right here.
And that's the Kingston Iron Key keypad 200. Yeah, so that's that. And Ryan made a video talking about it, and we put it up on our social media. And on Instagram, it has 1.2 million views, which is the most we've ever gotten for a video, which is really crazy. So Ryan's he's crushing our social media right now, which is awesome. Yeah. So, and for anybody who's watching the podcast who may have found us from that video, we definitely appreciate you guys watching, because that's a lot of eyes on Ryan's voice, because his face isn't. Maybe that's why.
It's a faceless. There you go.
Yeah,
yep, exactly. Ooh, howdy and greetings from Switzerland. Man, that's some distance there.
That might have been somebody who found you from your video. You don't know.
One of those 1.2 million views. It could be.
Yeah,
you never know.
For sure. But talking about what we have coming up next week as far as reviews on the website, of course, we always tell you what we have coming up. This board, and I have, next week we'll talk about it. But I have this board. It looks awesome for a motherboard. So this is the B650 live mixer from ASRock. This is their new series. So they have a Z790, and then on the AMD side, they have the B650. I don't think I've seen a better looking like it. This doesn't.
Oh,
You have to see this in person. It really does look good.
because we saw the purple one at CES, didn't we?
Yeah,
A couple times.
I
Yeah.
think that the orange just it photographs really well, and it just it's just an awesome, awesome looking board.
You know who I'm surprised hasn't been more excited about this is Dave.
Well,
Right?
Dave commented on Facebook because I posted a picture.
Oh, he did? Okay, I missed it.
Yeah, and he said he wants a white PCB, not the black.
Okay,
PCB.
all right.
But yeah, so it's just like I said, awesome looking motherboard. The big difference between B650 and the X670 and X670E is you're not getting PCI Express 5.0 on your graphics card. You're going to get it just on this top M.2. So you're still going to get PCI Express 5.0 on the first M.2, which is nice. Bunch of other features on this board. But again, the big thing with this board is just how it looks. It gives me like old school vibes, DFI LAN party vibes.
Somebody mentioned DFI. Yep,
yeah, so we'll have that for you guys next week there as well. Person from Switzerland, they said they subscribed already and they saw that we're live. Well, good that you can drop in. Nelson said, is that an AMD board? Yeah, it's B650, which is a lower end chipset, which I'm kind of surprised they launched on the AMD side with a B650 instead of an X670 or X670E, but still pretty feature packed chipset. And again, we're going to run a 7900X on it. So it'll be a pretty cool build there for sure. And then I'm taking a look at a wireless gaming headset, and I actually have it on right now. It's pretty comfortable so far.
It's pretty good.
So this is the SteelSeries Arctis Nova 7 wireless. What's really cool about this is that it can be used PC, PlayStation, Xbox, DS. It can be used with anything. The dongle works with anything, which is really, really cool. So you get one headset, you can use it literally with all of your devices. On top of that, it's Bluetooth, and the Bluetooth can be connected at the same time as whatever you're listening to. And in the software, you can set it so say I'm getting a call, it will lower my game volume and pick up the phone. So
nice.
So I don't even have to take the, you get a phone call, you're like, oh, I gotta take my headset off.
Yeah, hang on.
You can do it all with the headset on, which is super cool. Yeah. Bunch of other features. Has the pop, I think comes out of this side. I don't know. But it has the built-in microphone and has all that kind of stuff. So yeah, really excited to take a look at that.
Yeah, those multi-connected devices are nice. I have a Logitech headset at work that has a dongle and Bluetooth, and yeah, when I turn it on, it pairs up to my phone and my PC. So same thing, right? It kind of does that. Multi-device connectivity, which is
I really like it. I like how it's the option in the software. You can choose what happens when the when a call comes in. You can also choose for the Bluetooth to turn on when you turn the headset on as well. So when you turn the headset on, it's going to connect to the 2.4 gigahertz dongle automatically. But then you can also have the Bluetooth turn on, and then once you have it paired with your device, it's automatically going to pair as well, which is really cool. So there's a lot of cool stuff in this. Some really cool software stuff that we'll talk about next week there as well. Cool. Again, Desi, I'm not going to try to say your name because I'll mess it up. But again, the person from Switzerland said they have a green PCB motherboard in a green case. What motherboard is green? Is this an older motherboard?
It's like a Dell board, or like a OEM
board. Yeah. What motherboard?
In a Thermaltake green case or something?
Yeah. Let us know what motherboard you have there. But as we come to the end here, Ryan, do you want to check the free game since Old Man?
I did, and neither one of them looked great. So I had it open and I closed it. I was like, meh.
Okay, so we're not going to talk about the free games on the Epic Game Store. We're talking, like I said, we come to the end. We talk about tech related things. Anything tech related on your end?
They said it was an Asus Prime H310 or something.
Okay.
I don't think so. What did I just ordered? Oh, nah, it's not like tech related. Nah, I bought like an well, it is tech related. It's just like a adjustable voltage power supply, you know, for like electronics, like random electronics, so it can work with multiple devices. That came in today, so I was excited. But
Did
I
you
think
ever
the device I was
figure
using
out
it for is broken, so whatever.
Okay. Did you ever figure out if you were going to buy that wireless microphone kit?
I was just thinking about that. I haven't, but I need to because I plan to use it in a couple weeks. So I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I'll probably end up with that Hollyland. Was that the brand?
Yeah,
Hollyland?
yeah. I used that the video that I made for social media. I used it.
But I don't think I'm going to do the one that you've got, the Lark M1. Is that right? I'm going to do the one that has the 3.5 jacks on it.
Yeah. That I think that is the. I don't know which one that is, but yeah. Very cool. We're excited to get on the wireless because I remember when I used to shoot our videos for YouTube, I used to have the long wire with the lapel mic. And then
I'm telling you, this video I shot here the other night for my comic channel, like, yes, it's a pain. And then I'm like, boy, I've got the switch on. You know, it's got the little switch to use like either with a camera or with a headphone or a cell phone.
Yeah.
It's like you got to make sure that switch is right. And is the battery in there still good? And yeah.
No, you're using a mic with the battery.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. A lav mic with the battery on it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember those. I remember. Then
it's got like a 20-foot cable.
Yeah, you shoot the whole thing and then realize.
And then you watch it and you're like, "There's no audio."
Yeah, I've done that a few times with. Yeah. So, well, excited for you to get that. For me, tech stuff. No, just working on reviews. Really. Again, remember, guys, we have our giveaway coming up with a laptop. That video. I've been working on a bunch of other videos. A lot of stuff going on. Hopefully, this weather in California doesn't go crazy. Get some snow. If it snows here, I'll be really. I mean, that'd be real crazy.
That'd be kind of nuts. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see how all that goes. But yeah, guys, we are going to be doing some gaming as long as Ryan's is up for it over on Twitch. So every week we broadcast Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, but then our gaming stream is over on Twitch. So twitch.tv /ThinkComputers. You can see it here on the screen. Definitely have that open because after we get off here, Ryan will have that stream up. He will be your MC. He eats Oreos and other types of snacks, and we play some Apex Legends. So I'm excited to play. Yeah, he has his double stuffed Oreos. He's all ready. So we'll be over there again, twitch.tv /ThinkComputers. Go ahead and like I said, have that open. Ryan will have the stream up, and we'll see everybody next